Welcome, Transformers fans, to a thrilling countdown of the most powerful Predacons that left their mark on the iconic Beast Wars series. Prepare to witness the raw strength, cunning tactics, and fierce determination that define these formidable warriors. Let's get started. Number 10. Quick Strike. A fusion of both Cobra and Scorpion, Quick Strike melded both agility and firepower. A natural Predacon, despite being a Maximal protoform, Quick Strike would become a loyal member of Megatron's ranks and was certainly never reluctant to get his hands dirty and join the battle. As dishonorable and dirty as they come, he had no qualms about sinking to all-time lows in order to inflict as much pain as possible on his Maximal enemies. While not the strongest Predacon among the ranks, it was his love of a duel that Quick Strike will no doubt be most remembered for. Yeehaw! Number 9. Waspinator. Everyone's favorite transforming punch bag, the buzzing bug that is Waspinator, holds the claim to being the recipient of the first shot ever fired in the Beast Wars. Little did we know when he was first attacked by an impulsive Cheetor, the twists and turns that the ensuing war would take. While certainly having more losses than wins to his name, no one can doubt the resilience of Waspinator to keep coming back for more. From being annihilated by Rhinox and his chain guns of doom, to being decimated into a plethora of pieces. It's fair to say that Waspinator certainly suffered the most from the war that he partly instigated. However, it's his resilience that has earned him a soft spot in the hearts of many Beast Wars fans.
Scorponok! Terrorize!
Number 8. Scorponok. If it wasn't for his severe lack of intelligence, Scorponok would no doubt be much higher on this list. Blessed with incredible firepower and a very deadly Cyber Bee drone, in head-to-head combat, Scorponok was incredibly dangerous to any bot that was opposing him. Arguably his proudest moment was being promoted to second in command after Dinobot's defection to the Maximals. An incredible loyal lieutenant till the end, Scorponok undoubtedly could have achieved so much more in the Predacon ranks had he been a little sharper upstairs. It was his utter devotion to both Megatron and the Predacon cause that resulted in him being held in high regard by his tyrannical T-Rex leader. It would ultimately be the quantum surge that would lead to Scorponok's demise, knocking both him and Pterosaur into the lava under the dark side. Which brings us nicely to number 7. Next on the list is none other than Pterosaur. His ability to transform into a powerful pterodactyl grants him aerial superiority, while his strategic mind and willingness to take risks make him a deadly adversary. Always looking for a chance to usurp Megatron for Predacon leadership, Pterosaur was certainly never a bot to be trusted. The original spiritual successor to Starscream, Pterosaur's delusions of grandeur and desperation for respect led to him always plotting cunning ways to overthrow Megs and take what he saw as his rightful place at the top of the Predacon hierarchy, which he briefly achieved after finding a floating mountain rich with energon. Boasting shoulder cannons, eye lasers, a rifle, and a hand pistol, Pterosaur was a very versatile opponent for any Maximal. Just like Scorponok, the quantum surge resulted in him being knocked off his hoverboard into the lava beneath to his demise. However, not before a glimpse that he was going through the transmetallization process. Number 6. Black Arachnia. Next up, we have Black Arachnia, a cunning and agile Predacon with a mix of technical expertise and combat prowess. Her double-edged nature adds complexity to her strength.
The new Predacon form is everything we could desire. Meet Black Arachnia! Black Arachnia, terrorize!
Originally considered companionship for Tarantulas, Black Arachnia would go on to become one of the most intelligent and devious Predacons, until her love for Maximal Silverbolt saw her switch allegiances to the Maximals. Originally fighting her undeniable connection with the bird dog, her feelings for the Fusor, married with her disdain for her fellow Predacons, would finally result in her return to her true home, alongside Primal and his crew. Black Arachnia's journey was undeniably a fascinating one, leading her to become one of the most popular female Transformers ever. Number 5. Inferno. Number 5 brings us Inferno. His unwavering dedication to his queen, Megatron, due to his beast mode having such a strong influence over him, is no doubt what he will be remembered for most by fans. He very much took over from Scorponok as Megatron's most loyal lieutenant.
As you command, my queen.
Oh, I do wish he'd stop calling me that.
Despite his obsession with pleasing his leader, Inferno is unquestionably a force to be reckoned with in combat. With the ability of flight and a devastating flamethrower, matched with the fact that his personality borders on insanity at times, there's no doubt that dueling with Inferno isn't recommended. Ironically, it would be the bot he was most loyal to that would be the end of Inferno, as Megatron would accidentally destroy both him and Quickstrike with the Nemesis warship in a last-ditch effort to wipe out early anthropoids. For once, it definitely did not pay to be loyal. Number 4. Taking the 4th spot is the most awful of arachnids. A scientific genius who is always scheming, Tarantulas would go on to develop his own personal agenda, which proved his loyalties were certainly not with Megatron or the Predacon cause, and neither were his origins. To this day, fans still debate Tarantulas' true lineage, as by his own admission, he isn't descended from either Autobot nor Decepticon. He was even referred to as Unicron spawn by Megatron, although this simply could have been a throwaway derogatory comment by the Predacon leader. As treacherous as any Transformer before or after him, even Megatron knew he was best served to keep a close eye on Tarantulas. His end would come partly at his own hands, and partly of that of the Vok. As he attempted to extract the Vok from Tigerhawk's body, the mysterious aliens would then enter Tarantulas' body, leading to them all being destroyed by Tarantulas' energy weapon. Perhaps his lasting legacy is that he may be a better Starscream than, well, Starscream. Number 3. Dinobot 2. Taking bronze is Dinobot 2, a clone of the original Dinobot. He was created by Megatron in the hopes of having control over the original Raptor's combat skills, without his sense of honor that led to him joining the Maximals. Created with half of Rampage's spark, he shared an unseen bond with the Crustacean King. An incredibly powerful and vicious fighter, Dinobot 2 was one of the most feared opponents in the Predacon ranks, even though his time in the Beast Wars was short. A rare instance of a Transformer being just as ferocious in Beast mode as well as Robot mode, the Transmetal clone of Dinobot could match almost anyone toe-to-toe on the battlefield. Upon Rampage's death, memories of the original Dinobot came flooding back, which resulted in him sending the location of the Autobot shuttle that was in the Ark to the Maximals, and ultimately defying Megatron just like his original counterpart.
I am your master! I am your creator!
And I have my honor.
This resulted in Dinobot 2 dying with honor, just as his namesake before him. Number 2. Rampage. At number 2, we encounter the formidable Rampage. Originally named Protoform X, Rampage was a result of a Maximal experiment to try and replicate Starscream's indestructible spark, a rare sign of questionable ethics from the so-called good guys.
The dark secret of Axelon's journey. It was originally an attempt to replicate Starscream's mutant indestructible spark with a Maximal. Well, it was a mistake to even try.
What resulted was a monster of unimaginable evil. Created and continuously existing in constant pain and suffering, his only solace was to inflict others with the same pain and suffering that he himself was in. His immense strength, ferocity, and unsettling backstory make him a true source of destruction amongst the Predacons. So powerful, in fact, that Megatron had to take Spark to ensure he had control of the Predacon powerhouse. He is best remembered for his ongoing feud with the Maximal Depth Charge, who was a security officer at Colony Omicron, and the last survivor after Rampage escaped and decimated the entire colony. Fittingly, both Rampage and Depth Charge would meet their end together, as Rampage would, for reasons still unknown, allow Depth Charge to pierce his spark with raw energon, destroying them both.
Megatron, terrorize!
Number 1. Megatron. Stepping into the top tier, of course, we find Megatron, the calculating leader of the Predacons. His strategic brilliance, unlimited ambition, and mastery of advanced technology make him the most dominant force the Predacons have seen. His deceptive brilliance and unyielding desire for galactic conquest meant even the Tri-Predacus Council wanted him stopped. Originally, it seemed Megatron's plan was simply to acquire as much energon as possible to start a new war. However, this was certainly not his ultimate plan. After studying the Golden Discs, he was inspired by his namesake, the original Megatron, who was leader of the Decepticons, to attempt to use transwarp technology to change the future. This resulted in him going to the Ark, where both Autobots and Decepticons would lay dormant before awakening 4 million years later. His ultimate plan would be to destroy Optimus Prime before he could ever awaken and lead the Autobots to victory.
So, we are now face to face, Optimus Prime. In one future, you awaken and become the great leader of the Autobots. But time shall take a different track now.
Thus leaving the Decepticons and later the Predacons to rule all of Cybertron. It would eventually be his own ego and megalomania that would result in his defeat.
I suppose, given my imminent godhood, these primitives should really be beneath my attention. Still, no score is too small to settle, I always say.
As he truly believed that he, accompanied by the power of the Nemesis, would simply be unstoppable. As mentioned earlier, Megs would even destroy some of his own loyal servants with the legendary Decepticon warship, in a bid to settle an old score and to stop the eventual evolution of humans. Finding himself the last remaining Predacon, the Beast Wars would officially end with his capture by the Maximals. There is no doubt, though, that with his unrivaled intelligence, limitless ambition, and awe-inspiring firepower, Megatron can rightfully claim to be the strongest Predacon there is. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey through the ranks of the Predacons. Whether in beast or robot form, these characters remind us that strength comes in many forms, and their battles will forever resonate in the halls of Transformer history. Who do you feel is the strongest Predacon of all time? Let us know down in the comments. And be sure to like and subscribe for more Top 10s and Beast Wars content. Until next time, terrorize!